Hey YouTube, what's up? So I just got done shooting my first video, video on how to choose your first pipe. Now I figured I'd go ahead and build up a little momentum and videotape a couple of them back to back. Save them up, put them in the queue so I can release them, at a reasonable clip. So I decided, now that you know what pipe to get, what tobacco should you start with? Well, if you're like most new pipe smokers, you're going to reach for something they call an aromatic. Okay. Now, let me back up for a minute. There's a couple different categories of pipe tobaccos. There's aromatics, there's non-aromatics, and then there's like English blends. Now, people that know what the fuck they're talking about, they probably have a lot of different classifications for them. But hey, this is noob to noob, right? All you old fucks and you codgers have been smoking for 50 fucking years. Just let us noobs figure this shit out between us. So anyway, basically the difference between them is an aromatic will have some sort of flavoring. You'll hear it called a topping or a casing. It'll smell like vanilla, or it'll smell like fruit or blackberries or rum or some random shit. Non-aromatics, they'll generally be a blend of different kinds of tobacco. There may or may not be a really super light casing on them, but the emphasis is on tobacco, not on let's make it smell like fruit or taste like Fruit Loops. And then you got English blends, and English blends have shit like Latakia in them. I'm not a fan of them. To me, the very few that I've tried, like Dunhill 965, which a lot of people love, I think it's like smoking a fucking tire fire. You're not going to make any friends if you're just picking up pipe smoking and you're smoking an English blend around them. Now, if you're smoking an aromatic, you're probably going to make a lot of friends because they smell great, but they're not that great to smoke. They're not, at least not to start with. I tell you, they may smell good, but they don't taste like they smell. They taste boring as shit. Okay? So what I'm going to recommend is you start out with just a nice non-aromatic blend, something with some Virginia in it, maybe a tiny little bit of another tobacco called a Perique. You'll hear people talking about vapors. It's a Virginia Perique blend. Those are super popular right now. The first tobacco I started with, bear in mind, this was a month and a half ago, so again, what the fuck does this guy know? But the first one I started with was by McClelland. It was 5100 Red Cake. It's a straight up Virginia blend. It tastes like tobacco. It's a very sweet tobacco. It's thick and savory and rich, and you'll get that real appreciation for what a good tobacco tastes like right off the bat. Now there's a whole shit ton of other really good tobaccos out there, that make 5100 look like crap, but 5100 is damn good tobacco to start with. Some other ones you might start with, I don't know. Basically, so if you want to live on the edge a little bit, there's vapor blends. There's like this one called Acadian Perique, which was one of the first ones that I tried as well. Liked it a lot. There's go on Reddit, go on one of the pipe smoker forums. There'll be tons of recommendations on what to do. But I'm telling you, stay away from the aromatics when you first start out. Now, the reason why that is twofold. First off, you'll be disappointed because they don't taste like they smell. Now, there's some good aromatics out there. I'm not, not a huge fan of them thus far, but I've had a couple that I'm like, oh, it's not bad. But you're going to be disappointed because they don't taste like a mouthful of vanilla ice cream like they might smell like. They don't taste like blueberry pie. They don't taste like this shit. And you're like, the hell, man, it smells really good, but I'm tasting hardly nothing. Second thing is they smoke wet. They smoke wet, and for the most part, they smoke hot. And the casing that they put on there, they generally, they'll put other stuff on there to really keep the moisture in them and keep the moisture content high. Well, you don't want your tobacco to be wet. You want to dry it before you smoke it. A lot of those heavily cased tobaccos, they won't ever really dry out. They'll be a bitch to keep it lit. When you do end up lighting it, you're going to get a lot of really, really hot smoke coming right across the tip of your tongue. You're going to get this thing called tongue bite, where it's going to feel like somebody has reached in and grabbed your tongue with a pair of fucking pliers. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about when it happens to you the first time. I know what Gary's talking about right there. So stay away from the aromatics first. You may think, oh, these are the intro ones. These are what noobs, like us, are supposed to smoke. No, don't do it, man. Don't do it. If I can save one person out there from starting out with some shitty ass bag of Captain Black, and which actually Captain Black's not all that bad, but start with a really, really good, decent tobacco that you can get for a really good price, and then start branching out. When you get more experienced with what you're doing, you understand your techniques down, your cadence, how quickly you smoke it is down, then start branching out. Then add a couple English in, try some aromatics, figure out what you like, and then when you know what you like, then start exploring that particular area. One thing about pipe tobacco that I'm very quickly discovering is there is a metric fuck ton of them out there, and a lot of them are really, really good. They're all good to somebody. So hope this helps. I know it may smell like vanilla, it may smell like butterscotch, it may smell like root beer. Trust me, it doesn't taste that way. Trust me, go get yourself a nice Virginia blend, a McClelland. It'll smell kind of weird when you smell it. It'll smell like vinegary ketchup or something. Go ahead, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Trust me on this. So, thanks YouTube, and have a great evening.